Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of a Thinking. Hello, Bat. Welcome, Bat. Welcome to another episode of a Thinking Pack, Bat. But in any case, while the Bat is flying around doing random things, welcome back to another episode of a Thinking Pack. Today we are continuing the project that we were working on last time. Where last time we were building a massive cobblestone generator, which is capable of being able to something like that. Of doing many cobble per second. It's like from that 1/2 section, I think it was like 2.5 cobble per second. So this whole thing would be able to do, this whole thing would be able to do like like 5 cobble per second just from this stack over here. And then we're going to, in the future, as needed, depends on how soon we need it, we'll expand it with multiple layers. We could, in theory, get up to like loads and loads, maybe like 100 cobble per second or however big we want to go. But in any case, this is what we're working on. This time we have built the entire thing of this version of it in this thing before extending it in the last episode, and we are going to be programming it today. So that is what we're going to be doing. So see you guys after the intro. So the first thing to do in order to program this thing is to actually reach the turtles. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and climb all the way up to the turtles. That's like right about here. And then we can program these guys. So we've got an advanced mining laser turtle, and we have advanced mining laser turtles. And in case you guys are wondering, for those of you guys who don't know, basically the mining laser is from the KnightPeripherals mod for ComputerCraft. It's an add-on. The ComputerCraft is a mod for Minecraft, and the KnightPeripherals mod is this mod here that I'm flashing on and off here. And it is an add-on for ComputerCraft. It has mining laser, it has sensor turtles, it has all kinds of crazy things, and we're going to be using it today. So, mining laser, to give you an idea how it works, let's go ahead and, well actually, we sort of went over that last episode. Let's sort of start programming it, and then it'll hopefully become clear as we go. So, we need to create a new program. So directories, what directories do we have? ROM. And by the way, this is the first time that we use an advanced turtle. The advanced turtles have whoops, they have blocks in front of them. But no, the advanced turtles have colors. As you can see, they're colored, and that is just sort of, the colors don't really mean anything except that they they don't do anything. They just sort of give you differences, like what the different lines do in the code and stuff like that. It's easier to keep track of the code that way. So let's go ahead and get into this. So let's go ahead and we need to create a program. So edit, create a program. What do we want to call it? We want to call it Cobble Generator. Let's try spelling it correctly. We put the T before that. Okay, generator, Cobble Generator, and let's call it down. There we go, because it's the one that goes down. So save, and here we are. So what we want it to do, we want it to do something very simple. We want it to go ahead and we want it to dig through the cobblestone, which means firing the mining laser really, really fast, because what happens, as you can see, we sort of went over this last time, but you break the one and then it goes and replenishes because of the cobblestone generator function thing there that is going on. And then so you break one and then break the next one, and then by that time, then this one is refilled. So we want it to fire the mining laser as quickly as possible to get all the way through. and then we want it to put into a chest, which is something that we need. So let's go ahead and grab a chest. I'll be right back in a minute. Here's a thought. I was on the way to the forest to mine some more trees, but it just occurred to me that we actually have loads and loads of chests inside. This is a smart idea, is to go back inside and grab the chest from there. Basically, if you didn't see previous episodes, one episode, or rather several episodes, we were working on making a poly tool, which is this thing over here. It's a poly tool. But anyways, we were working on making that, and we needed carbon. We needed like we needed actually 1,000 stacks of carbon, and we filled up these chests. But now that the carbon is gone, we do not need the chests anymore. So let's go ahead and break the chests. And we now have a chest. We'll grab 2 chests while we're at it, and then let's go ahead and jump down here. There we go. And now let's get back down to the basement without dying. That would be ideal. Nobody wants to die on the way to the basement. That would not be very helpful. So let's go ahead and not do that. Not do that today. So over here, and here is the parkour to get back up onto the platform over here. And get around here, oop! Almost made it! You didn't know this would be a parkour video, because it wasn't gonna be a parkour video, it was gonna be a thing. But anyways, let's get up to the top, and then once we get to the top, then let's go ahead and program the turtles. And here we are. So of course we need to start with a chest, and then let's go ahead and program the turtle as well. Actually the chest, let's move the chest, because it's in the way, because we need to actually see what's happening. So, turtle. We have a program here. We are going to say, first of all, we need it to run infinitely, so let's make a while loop. While, nope, that's not how you spell while. While, and we're going to do a little bit of the programming off camera, and then on camera, and a little bit off camera. So, while 0 is equal to 0, as long as 0 is equal to 0, do this stuff that is inside here before the end. So, in here, we are going to have it fire the mining laser is what we're going to do. So, we need to have it fire the mining laser. So, what is it? Turtle.dig is what it is. Dig down. Turtle.dig down. There we go. And now it will infinitely run infinitely fast and dig down. And so, as you can see, we're going to run into a couple of problems. So first of all, let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. First of all, it doesn't sorry, getting tongue-tied again. It does not do anything because it needs fuel. These turtles need fuel, so let's go ahead and grab some fuel. I'll be back with that and set up the refuel function. Actually, that is a interesting thing, is that how are we going to get this thing fueled? We are going to need to run our lava bucket system to behind the turtles, which we'll get to probably in a future episode, which we'll have to do that at some point. But in any case, we have a lava bucket system. For those of you guys who haven't seen previous episodes, basically over here we have a lava bucket. Where is it? Down here. We have a lava bucket system. It takes a lava tank, and it turns that tank into lava buckets, and then this turtle goes, and it's gone right now, but it goes and takes the lava buckets and takes them to upstairs. And that is what we need to do. We just need to intercept the system is what we need to do, and send it off. It goes up here, but we need to send it off as well to the direction of that cobblestone generator over there. But we shall get to that later. The reason for that, if you guys didn't, if somebody didn't catch it or whatever, is because we need, or if I didn't explain it very well, because that often happens that I don't explain things very well. But anyways, is that we need fuel to run these turtles. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and grab some lava buckets and be back with you in a moment or two. And here we are. We have the lava buckets now. It's time to go ahead and fuel the turtles, and let's get up here properly. This time, let's see if we can do it first shot. Well, I guess second shot because fell off the first jump, but let's see if we can do this first shot. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and refuel the turtles. So, turtle, we need to refuel this guy. Whoops, not run the thing. Let's not run the thing. Let's go ahead, and we're gonna need to work the refueling into the program somehow, but let's get to that later. Let's just go ahead and exit and refuel from the main menu. Just for now, we can add the refueling thing later once we actually have the infrastructure to do it with in the first place. So let's go ahead and add a bunch of buckets like that, and then refuel all, and there we go. As you can see, it is refueling the turtles, refueling the one turtle, there we go. And now let's go ahead and edit the program over here. There we go. Edit cobble generator, what is it called? Cobble generator down. Okay, so we want it, now that it has the fuel to do so, it is going to dig down infinitely, and there is another problem that we will run across, and let's go ahead and try this and see what happens. run. As you can see, it is quickly gathering up cobblestone. And here's the thing with the, oh, sorry, just turned off particles in between episodes. Let's turn that back on. We need those. There we go. Now we can see the turtle running, and you can see that it is getting through all of the cobblestone, digging all the way down to the bottom. And it should actually, I was expecting it to do a thing where it says that, oh, the loop has run too many times too fast and stuff like that, and it's not, like, it needs to rest a bit, but it doesn't appear to be stopping. So that's good. It is gathering cobblestone like crazy. Now, what we are going to do, we want it to run as fast as possible. The idea with this thing is speed, so that when we do need speed out of this thing, it will go incredibly fast. So here's the thing. We could do it two ways. We could do... Stop, thank you. We could... Now the thing's back to normal. Okay, back to normal. So, we could... In this infinite loop, we have it digging down. We could have it... Basically what we need it to do is we need it to place into a chest. So let's go ahead and put the chest there. And we need to have it place into the chest. And we could do it two ways. In this infinite loop here, we have this line, turtle.digdown. And so it keeps repeating that. And we want it to repeat that as fast as possible. So we could just add, right after, we could do turtle.drop. And then it would drop into the chest. But the problem with that is that it will try to drop every single time it digs. And that's not very efficient because it's going to be taking a lot of extra time trying to drop every single time. So I think what it would be best to do is to delete that and instead have it run, so have the turtle.digdown line run, let's say 64 times, and then drop the whole stack. Let's run it 60 times. Let's run it 60 times. So let's go ahead and do another loop inside the master loop. So for... That's fur. We need 4. For I is equal to, so what this does, for, if you guys didn't see the programming videos from a while ago, it was actually quite a long time ago that we did this, but for I equals 1 comma, let's say 60, do. And what this basically does, let's go ahead and put that inside the for loop, and then let's give it an end statement down here, and basically it will start the for loop up here, and it will start it, and it will set I to 1, and it will run all the stuff that's inside here, so like the turtle.digdown line, it will run that, and then it will go back to the beginning of the for loop, and it will go I equals, it'll set I to 2, it basically brings it up by 1 every time, so it will run this, if this is making sense, it'll run it like, it'll run it 60 times, every time it increases I a little bit more, and then when I is equal to 60, then it's like, oh, okay, done, and so then it moves on to the rest of the program after the end statement down here. So hopefully that made sense, but this is basically what is happening. So we are going to have it run 60 times so that it can run really fast, fire through the dig down statement, and then it will come to the end of that, and then we want it to turtle.drop, and I believe that's the phrase, turtle.drop, and I think we can write in 64. Let's write that in because that's a full stack that leaves room for error. So, okay, so trying to say 2 words at once again. Sorry about that. But in any case, so turtle.drop 64. So what is going to happen is it's going to start the loop up here at the top of it. It's going to start and do the loop, which is going to keep going infinitely. It's going to start by 60 times digging down, and it will dig down 60 times, and then after that it will drop 64 items, which basically means all the items it picked up. It'll drop all of those, and then that's that. Then it will repeat and dig down again, and then drop and stuff like that. And so that is basically what it's doing. And so let's go ahead and try this. Let's save, and then let's run the program, and we should see that it will gather 60 items. And once this thing reaches 60, it should drop them all immediately into the chest and then keep digging. So let's see if it actually does. Oh, no. Stop. Okay, 2 problems with this already. You guys might have seen it coming. But first of all, we're not selected on the right slot. So that means it will try to drop what's in this slot. So we need to, before we try to drop it, we need to actually tell it to select the right slot. So turtle.select slot, which would that be? That would be 1. We want it to always be working in slot 1, So that is that. So it's going to select slot 1, and then it's going to drop 64. But you may have noticed another problem, and that problem is that something that we will get to later because it will come up later. So let's go ahead and get to that. Let's go ahead and oh yes, the problem is immediate. Let's stop this. Okay, because it starts the program and it goes through 60 times, digging 60 times. But what if we just restarted the world? Because every time you restart the world, the program restarts. So it's not even going to check if this slot has room for 60 items. It's just going to gather 60 items, and so they're going to spill over into this slot. And then because we're not dumping items out of this slot, it is going to it is not going to be very helpful. It's going to basically fill up this slot and then fill up this slot a bunch, and then only drop this slot. And then we're gonna, like, this slot is never going to get empty and stuff like that. So that's not very good. So what we want to do is we want to tell it, instead of repeating 60 times, we want it to repeat until this slot has 60 items in it. So let's go ahead and redo that. Let's delete this for loop. That is how the for loop goes, by the way. And I believe there's 3 types of loops in ComputerCraft, and we have used all 3 today. So repeat is the final loop. And so repeat until, and we want it to, how are we going to do this? Because we need it, we need it to select slot 1 first. Because here's the thing. If it starts and it's selecting a different slot here, then if we, wait a minute, let me just look up the command and see what we need to do. Okay, so this is actually fairly simple. We don't even need to move this turtle.select line. So let's go, whoops, until 2. Let's delete that. Anyways, if you guys want to know more about how these different commands work, you can check on the ComputerCraft wiki. And if I remember to, there will be a link in the description to the ComputerCraft wiki with all the turtle commands and stuff. But in any case, we are going to use the function turtle dot, whoops, that is not the dot button. Let's save turtle dot, where was it? It was get item count, turtle.get item count. There's 2 uses for turtle.get item count. If you just use it simply like this, then it will count the items in the currently selected slot. So for example, if we have this slot selected, it will count those items. But if we do turtle.get item count and tell it a slot number, like 1, then it will count slot 1. It will always count slot 1, even if the selection gets off of slot 1 for some strange reason. So we are good to go. So now it will repeat turtle.dig down. It will keep on digging until turtle.get item count is equal to, in the slot 1, is equal to, and what do we want to say? We want to say, is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to 60. So what this means is that as soon as it reaches 60, or if it accidentally goes higher than 60 for whatever reason, then it will be like, oh, okay, too many slots, too many items in the slot, and so it's like, okay, let's go ahead and move on and go into the rest of the program down here. So that is the idea. So hopefully this is making some sense, but let's go ahead and run this program and see what's happening. So it should dig until it reaches 60 items in the slot, and then it should drop them all into the chest. Perfect. As you can see, we now have 60 blocks in the chest, which is excellent indeed. And now there's a couple of other scenarios. For example, what happens when the chest becomes full? That is a good question. So let's go ahead and help it to fill the chest a little bit. Let's go ahead and fill it with lava buckets and other buckets, and then we will have a nearly full chest. Let's fill it up a bit more, and we will be able to tell this way what happens when the chest becomes full. So it is currently digging. It is currently digging, and it is going to dump the next load fairly soon. We should see that from this side of the matter. We should see it add an extra 60 blocks into the equation in a second or two. There we go. And now what happens when it tries to drop 60 blocks next time, but 60 blocks do not fit? What happens then? That is the question. We must find out. We must find out and see what happens. So let's go ahead and see. It is currently on 40. It is climbing very, very fast. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Like that is going very, very fast. and 60. Oh, and it just dropped some blocks, and it dropped some blocks. It still has some remaining in the turtle, and it's still digging, so that is not very good, because what we want it to do, come on, stop, terminate, 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 there we go. By the way, it's Control-T for terminate the program. If you're unfamiliar with that command, that is basically what you have to do. But in any case, what we need to do is we need it to fill up the chest, and then when the chest is full, then we need it to stop. Now, how to go about doing that, I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to have to think about that and be back with you in a moment. Okay, so I think the best way to handle this is with using the drop command. It will tell you whether true or false, whether it was able to drop the items. So it, for some reason, didn't work, but I think it's just because we are ignoring whether it is true or false. So let's give it a few scenarios to see what happens. So let's go into the interactive Lua prompt. And Lua is the programming language, by the way. It is the programming language that the turtles use. But in any case, if we currently tell it to drop the items, so turtle.drop, and then it should tell us false, that it can't do it. False. There we go. Now, what happens if it can only drop some of the items? Let's give it, first of all, let's give it a drop command of 64, like we have in the program. And then what happens if we tell it to drop only some of the items? So let's do that. Let's do that. There we go. So it can only drop 32 of them, but we're telling it to drop 64. What does it do? It says true. Okay. So here's what happens. Basically, it will, as long as it has been able to drop something, it will say true. But if it can, if it only drops part of it, then it says false. I don't think that really matters for our purposes. Let's find out if it actually does, but let's test it. So, if it is not able to drop anything, for example, if we do it again, then it will say false. So let's try that just for testing purposes. Let's pull these out of there and stick them into the turtle over here. So let's go ahead and say drop 64, true. Okay, let's tell it again. Drop, come on, put this over here. Drop 64, true. And the chest is about to be full. Let's tell it to drop 64 again. False. No space for items. It didn't drop anything. So that is good. So what we need to do is go ahead and exit this. Exit, open, close bracket. And what did we call it? Okay, cobblestone generator down. There we go. Now, we need to have it check. So here's what we're trying to do. We are trying to get it to dig until it can't drop any items, and then stop digging. So as you can see, we filled up this slot over here, but we want it to not do that. We want it to stop before it reaches this slot. We want it to stop when it hits 60 items. So let's go ahead and work that into the program. It should be fairly simple in theory. Let's find out if it actually works. So let's save the program. Okay, let's go ahead and we need it to, we need it to check, first of all, if the drop was successful. And the drop tells us true or false, depending on whether it was successful. So if, I think we need some brackets around that, not entirely sure, but let's find out. If turtle.drop64 is equal to false, because it tells us true or false if it worked. So if it's equal to false, then let's tell it to end, first of all, but in between there, let's tell it to os.sleep for, let's say, how long do we want it to wait? We want it to wait, let's say, well, just for testing purposes, let's say 20 seconds. So, actually, let's do, for testing purposes, let's say like 10 seconds. So, there we go, 10 seconds, and we should be good to go. So what this should do is it should try to drop the items, so it gets through, it does its digging stuff, and then it goes until turtle.getItemCount is greater than 60. So basically, if once it gets over 60 items, so it digs until it gets over 60 items, and then it goes, and then it does turtle.select its slots and stuff, and so it has over 60 items now. It is done digging, it is trying to drop them down, and it tries to drop, and if the drop is successful on this line over here, if the drop is successful, then it will say true, and so then it will just go ahead and repeat. And so, like, for example, if the chest is completely empty, then it will drop the items and then immediately repeat and keep digging back up on the digging line. And then if it gets down here, tries to drop them, and it doesn't work, then it will say false, and so then it'll be like, oh, okay, and so then it waits for 10 seconds, which we want to make that longer, we want to make that a lot longer, but in any case, that is the idea. So, let's go ahead and save that and try it out. So let's go ahead and run this program, and it dug one block and stopped. There is a reason for that, which we will get to. We will get to that shortly, but for now, oh, actually, yes, we shall get to that right now, because it is waiting. If we pull these out of here, we should see if that thing works. It should go ahead, there we go, and place them down, and now it immediately started digging, and it's going along and digging and stuff like that, and it should keep going and do its thing, building up to 60 blocks. Let's go ahead and put those in, and there we go. Now it dropped the 60 blocks into the chest. Let's go ahead and just stop the machine by filling it up some more. There we go. And, okay, so it should, this way, let's test one thing at a time. So the thing that we just put in, of stopping when it gets to 60, we should see that it will keep going until it reaches 60. The chest is already full, so it should reach 60 and then stop completely. And here we go, and 60, and now it has stopped. You can hear the cobble being generated for the last time, and now it's at 60, and it will keep sitting there for 10 seconds and stuff like that, and then it mines another block, which is a little bit of a bug in the program. So, you may be wondering, well, why is it digging another block when it's not supposed to be? Well, there is a reason for that. Some of you guys will have seen this coming. Let's go ahead and stop the thing. Okay, some of you guys will have seen this coming, but basically what happens is, so it gets down here, it finds, oh, it can't drop the items. So then it's like, okay, so it stops, it sleeps for 10 seconds, and then it goes back up to the top, and runs the while 0 is equal to 0, and runs that again, and starts digging again, and the way we have this repeat loop set up, it will dig down, and then check if it has room. So it'll only dig down once, because it'll dig down, and then it's like, oh, it doesn't have room, so then it keeps going into the rest of the program, but in the meantime, it's dug down once, and then it checks. So what we needed to do is, the simple solution would be repeat, and to put in here, to put in if, and whoops, let's put that down here. If, not I9, if, there we go, and say if blah blah blah, if there's room, then turtle.dig down, but it's slowing it down. We want this thing to run as fast as possible, so we don't want it to have to check every single time it runs the repeat whether it can dig down or not. So, what we are going to do instead is put that outside of the repeat loop. Hopefully this is making some sense, but in any case, over here, so if, and let's put the repeat loop inside there, and let's put that down here, end, there we go, that's the end of the if statement, and let's go ahead and indent all these things, there we go. So, we want it to, basically what we want it to do is we want it to check. So, before it even starts trying to dig, so this way, before it starts trying to dig, it will check if there's room, and if it finds that there is no room, it will just skip over the repeat completely, and so it won't dig down, all that kind of stuff. But if it finds there is room, then it will start the repeat, and it only has this one line here to repeat the turtle.dig down, and so it'll repeat that really, really fast as it possibly can repeat it, because it doesn't have to keep checking anything, it just keeps digging. Actually, it does keep checking. It only checks once, though, because of, as you can see, it checks in the until line. But what I was saying before, if we put the if statement in here, then it will check the if statement in here, and then check the until as well. So it'll check twice every single time, which we don't want. We want it to do minimal stuff. So if that's making sense, then that is good. So if, let's say if let's do actually the until line has exactly what we're looking for. So if turtle.get item count in slot 1 is greater than or equal to 60, then, and there we go. So this should be the complete working program because of all the things we just explained. So let's go ahead and try this and run the program, and it should, as you can see, it, did it just dig a block? Did it just dig a block? It's not supposed to dig a block. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And and see what happens. After 10 seconds, it should start going again and digging, and we should see some success. And come on. Why is it, what is it doing? What is it doing? It's not doing anything. That is, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Let's go ahead and put a line so that we can tell what's happening. This is very helpful, by the way, as a tool. At the beginning of the loop, let's tell it to print. That puts it on the screen there, print, and let's say running loop. Let's just say loop. Running loop. And there we go. And now, as you can see, it's red so that we can see it better. But in any case, run this running loop, and we can tell every time it repeats, because it should see... Oh, you know what our problem is? Okay, here's what's going wrong. We took all of the blocks out of the slot there, and it's like, oh, I can't drop any items. Well, of course you can't drop any items, because there's no items to drop. There's no items to drop, so you can't drop any items. So what we need to do is to, well, first of all, if we add one item, then it may start the loop going. If we pull one item out of that chest there, then it may start it going, because it goes and drops the item. And did it work? It doesn't appear to have started anything. It does not appear to have started anything. Is it going to just run the loop again, or is it going to actually start the cobblestone farm? Okay, so we got a problem. It's getting stuck in the loop. What is wrong? Oh, of course, this is what's wrong. So we told it if the item is greater than 60, then dig. But that is the opposite of what we want to do. We want it to, if the item is less than 60. There we go, because if it's greater than 60, we want it to not do anything, but if it's less than 60, we want it to do something. So, run. There we go. That's an easy solution. Okay. And it's going to keep digging. It's going to keep digging until it reaches 60 blocks, and then it should stop. Let's see if it actually does so, and we should be good to go when it does so. And we're all the way up to 50, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, and 60, and now it stops. That is what we like to see, and we should see that it repeats the loop again. We should see that it says running loop a second time. Come on, come on. There we go. And it dug once. It dug... Oh, it's because we told it less than or equal to 60. So it should not dig anymore. There we go. Yes, because... Okay, so here's what's happening. Basically, it went up to 60 and stopped. But then when it checked if it could dig, it's like, oh, well... It's less than or equal to 60 because it's equal to 60, so it dug one more time. But now that it is no longer less than or equal to 60, it is just stopping. So let's go ahead and correct that. Just plain less than 60. There we go. And now it should work. Let's run that running loop. There we go. And now it is going. And it is probably going to say running loop a second time without digging any more blocks. There we go. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and deal with this thing. We need this thing to, we need to see if the machine is going to actually work consistently the way we want it to work. So let's go ahead and pull all of these empty buckets out of the chest. And we should see that the cobblestone generator is... Yes. It has begun. It has placed a bunch of blocks in there, and it has begun, and it is digging. And it is going to keep digging for a long time until it reaches 60 blocks, and then it will drop them into the chest and keep going immediately, which is what it's supposed to do. But if it doesn't work, then it will just stop after 60. And okay, that is what we like to see. It didn't delay, it didn't do anything, it just simply dropped the blocks down and then kept going. So that is exactly what we want it to do. And now we can see it in action over here. It is currently mining the cobblestone like crazy, and it is doing a very good job at keeping up with it. And as you can see, the mining laser is not fast enough to get past this fourth block of cobblestone because of how fast they regenerate. And so it's not mining this glass here, which is good. And there we go. So that is that. Now, The second thing is simply to take that program and reverse the direction and put it into this thing up here. But first of all, we need it to run on startup. So stop. So every time we close the world, it will shut the computer down. As every time we close Minecraft, that is. So we're going to close Minecraft, and then it's going to restart the turtle, and then we're going to turn it back on, and then it's going to be like, oh, well, okay, what program do I run? And it's just going to sit there. So we need it to fix that. So every time the turtle restarts from reloading the Minecraft world, we want it to run it will run the startup program. So edit startup, and in the startup program, let's tell it, I think the command was shell.run. This will run another program, and we'll tell it to run our program, which was Cobble generator down. I believe that's what it was called. And there we go. And save and exit. Now, if we hold Command, or rather Control R, and restart the turtle, it should, yes, it started the program. So there we go. So that is that. And now it is just a matter of copying the program into the turtle above, and then we will be good to go. So I will be back with you in a moment or two. All right, that is that. The only change was this line here, where it's this line. Come on, this line here, where it says turtle.dig up. It changed from down to up, and that is the only change we needed to do. So that is that. So let's go ahead and exit. And oh, one more thing, almost forgot. Edit startup. Also, I changed the name of the program from down to up, so that is that. So anyways, save and exit and restart. There we go. Oh. What went wrong? Oh, okay. Rename, spelling mistakes, rename star up to start up. There we go. Now restart. And running loop. And as you can see, it is doing nothing because we need fuel, so I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so let's go ahead and restart this thing now that it has fuel, and now it is running loop, and as you can see, we had a couple of, as you can hear possibly, we had a couple of pieces of glass in the way, but it took care of those. And it will be dropping the items, so let's go ahead and put a chest there so that it has somewhere to put them. And now it is going to keep digging, and we're going to get some low frame rate as well. We're getting a little bit of low frame rate. Not too bad, actually. It's pretty good. But yeah, so digging, and then we should see it has dropped the first load into the chest, and that is excellent indeed, and it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going like that, and the other one, and they're going to keep going, and that is what we like to see. Now, we have two things to work on with this now, and let's go ahead and break this down and then talk about that. So, we have two things to do. First of all, as you can see, those chests are way out of the way. We cannot reach them, so we're going to need to find a way to get the stuff from the chests down to somewhere where we can actually reach them. But that is good. We now have the farm running. The other thing that we need to do is they are going to run until they fill the chests, but then when we take stuff out, they're going to run until they run out of fuel, and so we need to get that fuel system running towards this cobble generator, which is great because we can use, it's actually perfect because the cobblestone is being used to among other things, it's being used to turn into lava, and by the way, this thing can be moved completely. We're going to be moving that. Actually, might as well do it right now, but we need to, the cobblestone is going to be coming over here, among other things, and from here it is going to be used to turn into lava, and then that lava is going to get used and sent back into the thing over here, back into the cobble generator, and used to power that, and so it's going to be excellent. We're going to have an infinite loop plus extra lava left over. So that is what we like to see. So that is that, and that is that. I'm just going to move this thing out of the way. All right, this old generator prototype is gone, and we now have only the new fancy one that is running at, I think it's about 5 cobble per second right now. So that is awesome indeed. Anyways, let me know, sorry, getting tongue-tied again. Let me know what you guys think about the whole cobblestone generator idea and stuff like that. And we're going to work on the, let's go ahead and stand somewhere where we can see it better. But we're going to go ahead and work on those final things for it in future episodes and things. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about things and stuff like that. And that is the cobble generator. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys later. Bye-bye! Actually, almost forgot to mention, if you guys haven't heard or whatever, there is a new channel, a second channel that I've just launched recently, and let's go ahead and walk upstairs, because might as well. But there's a second channel that I just launched, and so it's got a lot more on-camera things and stuff like that, and it's basically anything that doesn't fit the theme of the gaming channel, so stuff like that, and hopefully, yeah, so you guys can check that out if you want, and stuff like that, and it's doing things and stuff. But yeah, this new channel is called Peculiar Pine Tree, and hopefully you guys enjoy the new channel as well as this stuff as well, and let me know what you, sorry, getting tongue-tied again. Let me know what you guys think about anything and things and stuff like that, and back and blah, 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 like stuff like that, any other words that you have to describe the situation. But in any case, see you guys later, bye-bye!